Shalom, shalom, Israel. Go to warriorsoftheruwach.com to get all the truth, fact, and evidence according to the Hebrew and YHWH's word. Also, become a member so that you can get all the full-length videos that we drop in this channel. And lastly, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to bring all of YHWH's truth to the world. So, without further ado, let's get it. Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Javon with Warriors of the Ruwach. I pray all is well. But before we start, let's give all esteem, all honor, and all praise to Abba Yahuwah, for he alone saves and he delivers. That's what his word says. I didn't say it. And whenever Abba Yahuwah says something in the Hebrew ToRaH, I believe it. I trust it. So I don't have any issues with what he is saying and what he is stating, because for me, his word is the authority. So just wanted to say that and get that out the way. But like I said before, I pray all is well. And I just wanted to take the time to introduce this new series that I call BackTrack. And when we look at the definition of the word backtrack, it just means to retrace your steps. So anyone who's been around, who are familiar with these little tracks that you would get back in the day. I know Christians would pass them out. Christians still pass these out. But I found a whole bunch of these when we were cleaning out the garage, and I found a whole bunch of these old tracks. And I said, you know what, this would be really cool to do a video on these tracks now that I've removed myself from all Christian theology, all Christian doctrine, removed away from religion, and now have taken the time to go back and first of all, read what Abba Yahuwah says in the Hebrew ToRaH. Before we can even understand what's going on now, we have to go back and we have to establish what Abba Yahuwah said. What are his commandments? What does he expect? You know, how does he look at idol worship? What are his thought processes on like pagan traits, right? Pagan customs. What does he think? There's a lot of thought processes in this world about how we should do things. But if we're trying to live for the Father, then I want to know, first of all, what he said, what he established first, before I can even look at anybody else's opinion or thought process. I want to know what Abba Yahuwah word, what he says first, what he laid down. So as I'm thinking back now on these tracks, I wanted to, backtrack, and I wanted to go back, read these old tracks that I used to get, and then look at it from the perspective of Abba Yahuwah, not from the perspective of Christianity, not from the perspective of how I was taught to look at Christianity, but what Abba Yahuwah's word says compared to what's being said in this Christian New Testament. So I wanted to do that with you guys and start this new series again that I call BackTrack. And so I just want to go back and retrace my steps and look at these tracks. So this one in particular is called Limited Time Offer. Okay, and so we're going to start this quick book. I'll kind of breeze through it and just give you the quick and dirty. And then we'll look at a couple of scriptures in no particular order. I'm just going to kind of pick out some of these things here in this short story. And it's interesting here because it says that basically no animal could do it, and no man could pay for even his own sins, much less anyone else's. And we know and understand that in the Hebrew ToRaH, there's various scriptures that specifically state that no human can die for the sins of another man. Okay, so right here it's kind of interesting because even they're referencing that no man can even pay for his own sins, which is very true. But then they said that this some guy needed to be a sinless sacrifice. Okay, and so that this Jesus person, this Christian New Testament Messiah, whatever you want to call him, Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, Yahushua, etc., that he became the perfect sacrifice. However, if he brought on all the sins of the world, he's no longer sinless. So how can Jesus then forgive you for your sins? Because that person, for one, has to be sinless, though he took on all the sins of the world, one. And then two, he's going against Abba Yahuwah's word, which specifically says that human sacrifice is an abomination. So there's several scriptures where Yahuwah is actually telling us that a human sacrifice is an abomination. So if that is supposedly what this Christian New Testament person did, then how is that possible, right? Let's take a look at Jeremiah 19:4-6. It says, Jeremiah 19:4 says, because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place and have burned incense in to other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, Yahudah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocents. Verse 5. They have built also in high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire, or burn offerings unto Baal, which I command not, nor spake it, neither came into unto my mind. Verse 6. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that this place shall no more be called Tophat, nor the valley of the son of Hanam, but the valley of slaughter. So here we see the Yahuwah is getting on the people of Israel because they burnt their sons, human sacrifice, unto Baal. Okay, a big no-no. Let's take another verse here. Let's stay in Jeremiah and go to 32:35. Jeremiah 32:35 says, and they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of Hinnom, to cause their sons and daughters to pass through the fire unto Moloch, which I commanded them not, neither came into my mind that they should do this abomination to cause Judah or Yehudah to sin. So once again, here we go. The children of Israel were doing human sacrifices. Sons and daughters passed through the fire. And for those of you who've done research, you understand through passing the fire, that's burned fire to the statue of Moloch. You'll understand that that is a big bull-like figure that they would stoke with fire, with its hands sticking out, and they would actually, put these innocent children on the hands and burn them to death alive. Okay, Yahuwah is saying that that type of ritual is an abomination, straight up abomination. Okay, and if we go a little deeper and we look at that word abomination, in the Hebrew, which is H8441, it means a disgusting thing, an unclean thing, idols, okay? In ethical sense, wickedness. Interesting. It also talks about mixed marriages, meaning abomination. And deeper context here, mixed marriages, he's not talking about interracial marriages. He's talking at that time the Israelites marrying into these nations that were doing wicked things. Okay? So all those ites that Yahuwah talks about, that's what he means. So those types of mixed marriages, an Israelite marrying a man or a woman whose culture worshipped false gods. Okay? That's a big no-no. That's what that means as in mixed marriages. Not talking about interracial, because we understand and know from the jump street that Hebrews were already intermixed. Okay? That's a whole nother story. But that's what he's talking about there. That type of stuff. Idol worship. Okay? That is an abomination. So just want to get that clear and understand that there's several more scriptures. We'll bring up one more. But human sacrifice, I just want people to understand out there, human sacrifice is an abomination in the eyes of Yahuwah. And that is supposedly what this Christian New Testament did. Okay? So we got to understand that, people. This is some serious stuff that we got to really start looking at. And again, in order to know where we at, we have to go back and see what Yahuwah thinks about it first. Because if people are saying it's fine now and it's okay now, and Yahuwah never signed off on it being okay, then that's rebellion. That is a problem right there.